So I went from quite a healthy, although I was paying rent, like more rent at the other place, I went from quite a healthy kind of turnover to almost nothing.
Right. Oh no.
In a matter of a couple of months. And I was, oh no, what have I done here? Like it was this close to being the end of the BT career.
Hello and welcome to the How I Failed in Business podcast, where we want to share with you lots of dilemmas, mishaps, failings, mistakes that business owners, entrepreneurs make so that you don't have to make them. My name is Rob Spence, the host of this show, the managing director of Paragon Sales Solutions. And today I'm joined by Pete Kirkham of Mountain High Fitness. Pete, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Rob.
Thanks for coming in. Now I know that you've not had a big journey. You're only around the corner, right?
Yeah, I walked it.
Perfect. No, well, look, really good to see you. Really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks for asking me on.
No, honestly, I'm really glad, and it's nice. I'm glad you could get involved. You know, we like to do things with local businesses, and I think you've already alluded to some of these dilemmas, mishaps, however you want to pronounce them.
Oh, yeah, I've had a few.
Perfect, yeah. And I can't wait to dive in. But I guess just for form of introduction, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me about what you're doing currently. Tell me about Mountain High.
Sure, right. So I'm Pete Kirkham, and I run the gym just around the corner in Council, which is Mountain High Fitness. I've been a fitness professional for about 15 years now, mainly doing personal training and nutrition coaching and that sort of thing. And it's only really been the last 8 months that I've been a gym owner. But most of that 15 years has been self-employed. Mm-hmm. So I've had plenty of chances to make errors along the way.
Made some mistakes.
Learn from most of them.
Yeah. And how is the gym going? Because it's been great to see the development over the past 8 months or however long it's been. How is everything?
Oh, I love it. The gym has it's ahead of where I thought I'd be already, with regards to memberships and how the classes are doing and personal training, how that's going. I'm way ahead of what I'd anticipated, so that's good. And it already has that sort of established feel to it, I think. People kind of feel at home already, which is kind of what I was going for.
Good. And that's nice because, I've been brought up around gyms pretty much all my life. And I think the one word that a lot of gym owners like, and I think even gym users, is community.
Yeah. That
sense of community, that sense of home. Now, I've just remembered actually, and I could be wrong, I'm sure one of our clients popped in for a coffee once, and you gave them a really good service.
I mean, it's quite possible.
Coffee-wise, that is.
Yeah.
I just want to make
I do good coffee as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they said I think they were a bit early for a meeting, and they popped in somewhere for a coffee, and they said you looked after them. I can't remember who that was, but
yeah, I do seem to recall something along those lines. He brought his laptop in.
Yeah, more than likely. He'll come to me by the time we press stop.
Connor comes in every week anyway.
Well, Connor says he trains. We need to bring that up later.
I've seen it.
Once or
a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah. He trains hard though.
No. I want to hear more about Connor's workout in due course. So it'll be good to dive deep into
Perhaps
that.
we could bring him out, shame him.
Maybe. Well, what we've noticed with Connor, I don't know if this is something that you encourage, but you'll be having a conversation with Connor and he just breaks out into press ups. He does that in front of you, doesn't he? Yeah. He'll stand and weirdly, he doesn't like do it on the floor because I think that'd be a step too far. But you'll be talking and he just goes against the wall and starts.
Is that like just his way of like shaking you off?
I don't know. Does he do that down here? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't know if it was just like part of the program or the plan you've told him to get involved in, like do every press ups every half an hour or what.
That's 100% Connor.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. But no, it's great to see it happening. So because did a bit of digging, and I believe you did a bit of debt collecting back in the day. Do you want to talk about that briefly? Is that right?
I did a little bit of debt collecting back in the day. Well, more like I used to manage a team of debt collectors who collected on delinquent credit cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just want to make sure it was very legitimate.
It wasn't like specialised debt collecting or anything like that, regardless of my appearance.
It was quite for a renowned company by the looks of things and stuff.
It was for a major bank.
Yeah.
And we all got made redundant at one point.
Oh, okay.
And could have up sticks and moved to Chester where they were going to. But instead I decided to take the redundancy, use the redundancy money to do my personal training course. And I sort of haven't really looked back since.
No. With that change into going into that self-employed kind of role and by the sounds of things, a change of career, how did you feel taking that leap or that leap of faith?
When you go from pay as you earn, salary, reasonably comfortable, to self-employed, zero client base, and not knowing where the next paycheck's coming from, like that's a real motivator. I kind of made the decision to do it, but like once you take the plunge, that's it. You have to make it work.
Yeah.
Because I'm a normal sort of working class guy.
Hello, mate. You okay? Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you. There we go. Amazon delivery. There we go. That actually works quite well. I was quite like that.
It's a real working office, folks.
Exactly. We need a studio. Please hit the subscribe button so we can pay for a studio one day. But yeah, so taking that leap into the self-employment,
I've got a safety net.
Yeah.
So I had to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember, my days of doing that. It's scary. I think scary than what I allowed myself to feel at the time, but it's so rewarding, I think, when you get over that fear. And sometimes, I don't know about you, for me personally, I found that fear of failure and unwillingness to let it fail and that hunger to succeed kept me going.
Yes, that's it. It's exactly that. It's that unwillingness to fail at it.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
Absolutely. And then I think, obviously the gym now is, it's a fantastic gym, really good facilities, and everything that I've seen from just popping my head around the door, everything that Connor here tells us, things I see on socials, it does seem like that really nice community spirited gym. But I'm aware that I think, did you spend a bit of time in quite a corporate gym, beginning with N? Can we say Nuffield? I don't know if we can.
I did work in Nuffield for about 4 years.
Yeah, how was that?
I've been in a few kind of chain corporate gyms in my time. Nuffield was great.
Right.
I loved it. Like, what a great gym. Facility is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But when I worked at Nuffield, I was employed by Nuffield.
Oh, okay.
And and you don't get the autonomy that someone like me requires when you work for someone else.
Sure.
And that's kind of where it undid. I was there 4 years. Smashed the targets.
Yeah.
I was bragging now, but
no, brag away.
Yeah, I was selling $4,000 worth of PT a month.
Wow.
They were making that off of me.
Of course. Yeah.
And like the next nearest guy was like 1,800.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were
big leap.
Yeah. And I took all my clients with me.
but I think that's because there's a big thing that we talk about here. It's nothing new. We talk about the personal brand and how people will more than likely buy from the individual and have a relationship with the individual than the business itself. And I think
definitely by people, don't
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's a massive evidence of it. Like I say, I personally wouldn't say stealing clients or stealing customers or whatever. It's just more you are taking to a degree what is rightfully you've done the work. You've done
that's it. Yeah, they were there for me.
Yeah,
and then when I left, they left.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing they were there for wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to make clear, obviously, Molly and Rhea are in the room. If you do ever leave and if you ever steal any of our clients, it'll be a different matter altogether. Okay, so yeah, very clear.
It only works in fitness.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, in terms of that journey then, obviously, let's go on some of these, mistakes. It's not always as plain sailing as I think people allude it to be. So, where have these little mishaps happened then? What's gone on?
I'm just going to start with the big one.
Let's go for the big one.
When I first set up, right, self-employed, freelance personal trainer, I worked at a large chain gym, paying rent to them, and then I can run my business how I want.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It was Fitness First on Royal Dykes Road.
Oh, yeah. Which is now the gym, isn't it?
The gym.
Is that the one? Is that the same one? Yeah.
Loved it. People there amazing. Had a great time. And I did quite well, right? Bearing in mind, I'm fresh, brand new PT, green behind the ears. I think the membership was about 2,000 members.
Right. Oh,
so basically, if you want to build your business there, just be there and talk to people.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. So I did that, and I was doing maybe 40 sessions a week, and loving life. But I used to train prior to that at a bodybuilding gym,
Okay.
right? And
Which one does that have interest?
it was Daz Ball's gym on Frog Island.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's still there
No.
anymore. But the demographic of the people I trained was very different to the demographic of the average person who used to go to his gym.
Yeah.
Right. So just because I enjoy training there doesn't mean that the sort of 45-year-old mum who's, just dropped the kids off at school wants to go there and, and do the thing. They want they want the nice fluffy.
The nicest stuff, the amenities, everything else. Yeah.
So I went from quite a healthy, although I was paying rent, like more rent at the other place, I went from quite a healthy kind of turnover to almost nothing.
Right. Oh no.
In a matter of a couple of months. And I was like, oh no, what have I done here? Like it was this close to being the end of the PT career. Was like, I'm making money at it.
Yeah. And
what it was, Rob, was that I was not experienced enough to understand how to properly market my business.
Okay.
Yeah. And not experienced enough to realise that my demographic wouldn't want to train it just because I think it's cool and I thought they would.
Yeah. And I think that's quite a valuable lesson. What kind of time scale, obviously you've kind of gone through this change. What kind of time scale was it between going through that change and then realising, shit, I need to change something or something's gone wrong? Was it quite immediate or was it over a period of time?
It was over a matter of a few months only.
Okay, right, yeah, so quite quick then.
It was pretty quick. Yeah, it was pretty quick.
And how did you go over that?
I got over it by finding another gym to use.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Straight in and straight back out.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was a lesson learned, definitely.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you look at, you could utilize that within, I think, any sector and industry, and that whole knowing your audience and knowing what you're talking about. And I think, like I say, I think I told you this before. So my uncle owns Unique Physique, so I'm related to Ruts. And, for those that don't know, Unique Physique is a typical 80s bodybuilding gym. Great gym, great facilities. And there's a vibe down there that people love. You go downstairs. Did I ever take any of you down there? No. So, you go down these stairs, old 80s kind of sign, 80s kind of logo. You've been there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You go down the stairs, and the second literally, it's funny, you're in this car park, and you take 2 steps down the stairs, and within 2 steps, the smell of testosterone hits you, mixed with man sweat.
Yeah.
Testosterone hits you. You hear the clunking of the metal. Yeah. The clanging of chains. You hear the grunts, the groans. Crap.
I personally love that.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And I think, like I say, there's a market for that, and there's some people that would only set foot in that kind of gym, and then, but like I say, there's those that like the David Lloyds of the worlds, which kind of has got the same equipment to a degree, but then has also got, the spa, the sauna, the juice bar, the this, the that, that knowing your audience piece.
And it's a huge, great, massive corporate beast over there as well as.
Yeah, absolutely. I train now, and don't shoot me for this. I train.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's only because I live next door to it, pretty much. I train at Enderby at the leisure centre, and once again, you can see that the kind of demographic that's in there. It's that you mentioned earlier, the kind of the mum who's just done the school run wants to then go do a little workout. That's what they enjoy. It's nice, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and so on and so forth, really. So how has that then adapted into the new gym now? How's that adapted?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'll give you a little bit more of the timeline.
Okay, yeah.
It'll build the story of how that is now like that.
Yeah.
Right. So when I left Daz's gym, I set up at a gym which is just around the corner from his, called Abbey Sports and Leisure.
Oh, I'm not too sure of that one. No.
Yeah. It's been there ages. And all the members who are there have been there for about 25 years.
Okay.
And nothing much changes there, but it was a really good facility. And it actually gave me a chance to then build up my client base and do my thing. And that was that was the comfort zone I needed after that. And then it was Nuffield.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a reasonably loyal.
Oh, so
client
was
base.
that one there on the corner of that box junction?
That's
Opposite the B&Q.
So then Nuffield, yeah. So then
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I went for a look around Nuffield just to see if I could bring some of my clients there.
Yeah.
But by the time I'd been round, he'd had sold me a employed job. And I was like, right, okay. He was a good salesman. His name was Craig. Hi, Craig. Yeah,
Husky sales.
he was the PT manager at Nuffield. But yeah, so then from Abbey Sports and Leisure, I did reasonably well. Went to Nuffield, did reasonably well, and like all this time, just gathering experience and learning who my ideal client is.
Yeah,
and what sort of things they like, and the different types of gym that I'm working at. Sort of building a picture of what I want from a gym. I went from Nuffield, I went to Evolution Fitness in Oadby, which is again quite a bodybuilding gym. Yeah. They've got some amazing equipment there. But I had the experience to know how to market my business by this point.
Okay.
And did pretty well there too.
Amazing.
Yeah. So with all of that gathered, accumulated knowledge, I had a strong picture in my head of what I wanted my fitness facility to be. And that is, all right, it might not necessarily have all of the equipment that you could have at David Lloyd's, for example, or Nuffield.
Yeah.
Or it hasn't got a pool, right? But what it is, it's super clean.
Yeah.
Right. It's got nice. It's got nice.
Yeah.
There. It's got a diverse team.
Yeah.
And what we lack in equipment, we make up for in accountability. Yeah. Excellent coaching. And it's what you said at the start, that building that community feel.
Yeah.
And a lot of gyms say, oh, we're a community, but we actually are.
Yeah. And looking on the outside in, that's what you pick up on the socials. I think, like I say, equipment-wise, let's not be around the bush. In the grand scheme of things, all you really need is a dumbbell and a bench.
Yeah, really.
Or, obviously a pair of dumbbells, probably a barbell ideally, but that's all a machine does or equipment does is just replicate some of those moves and motions. And I think, every gym owner, if they had every pound in the world, every square footage in the world, they'd have every single fancy device. But a lot of them are that, aren't they? They're just fancy devices.
Really, yeah. Just fluff.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
exactly.
Just fluff around the. You need the basic stuff that can help you push, pull. Squat,
exactly,
hinge.
And do press-ups against the wall. Apparently, that's all you need.
Some kind of.
Yeah, we might get down a bit just to do a demonstration. But you mentioned something during that whole journey, and I think it was the change going into Nuffield. I think you mentioned it. You knew how to market yourself. What was the change that allowed you to know how to market yourself? Was it just from the mistakes, or was there anything else in there?
A lot of it was from the mistakes.
Okay.
A lot of it was then because I'd made those mistakes. I read about marketing, and I read specifically about how marketing fitness businesses, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because that was the tool in my box that was missing.
Yeah.
And
push.
And I still get a little bit anxious about marketing.
In what regard?
In regards, because it wasn't my strength.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I don't have imposter syndrome about it, but I kind of think, is this what marketing is? Is this what it is? And it's letting people know I exist. So yeah.
And I think, like you say, we can overcomplicate as much as we want, but it's telling the story, letting people know you're there. Yeah. And I guess now, the marketing that you're doing now is completely different to 5 or 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know now you're really active. I do urge you to go follow the account over on Instagram. Just remind us of the Instagram handle. Can you remember it?
I think it's mountainhigh_fitness.
So we get a confirmation on that, Molly. Can we get a confirmation?
Yeah, if you can just fact check that.
Yeah,
that'd be very helpful.
But yeah, send a follow. So I love, actually, you've been pretty much posting a reel, definitely a story, but definitely a reel every single day by the looks of things, give or take.
I do like to post, quite a bit. I've got a couple of friends who are very into their social media, and they've been helping me out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can mention their name.
Please do. Yeah.
So it's Dirty Tactics.
Oh yes, I've seen or heard of a lady, isn't it? I think. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Nat from Dirty Tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen her do a lot, sort of predominantly more around Clarendon Park area.
Yeah.
Some of the restaurants and bars and pubs around there, really.
But she was a client of mine for some time.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, absolutely. And I think it just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, although sometimes it can feel like a waste of time posting, it just shows that it's valuable. And I know we had this conversation before the camera started rolling. You're still a fan of the old A boards on the front with a makeshift light outside.
Yeah.
Do you get much passing trade coming in that way?
Some.
Yeah.
Some. It's more than paid for the A board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's all you can have.
That's fine.
And the light, I hope.
And the light is definitely more than paid for the light.
Molly, we got an Instagram handle.
Mountain High _fitness.
There you go. I think that's what he said, isn't it? I think
that's
right. Yeah. So Mountain High _fitness on Instagram. Go give them a
follow.
Go give them a follow. So from all of that, then I mean, look, it's a great journey, and I assume this isn't it for you, is it? This isn't.
No.
What's next then? What's
next? Well, my next plan is to bring this gym to maturity.
Right.
Yeah. I've got a couple of other ideas in there.
Are we allowed to know, or are they?
They're not necessarily fitness related.
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
But if I spill the beans too much,
no, don't spill the.
Someone else might steal my ideas.
Don't worry. Put your notebook away. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, but at least there's plans for growth, plans for changes, and so on.
Definitely.
With everything that's gone on then over that period, it sounds like it's been a long learn journey, which every business owner goes through. No one knows the answer straight away. Is there one thing in particular you would change from day one? So you've left your debt collecting, you're getting your qualifications, and yourself now could go back to your younger self and say, right, just before you start, do this, or don't do that. What would it be?
I'd do it sooner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd have done it long ago if I'd have thought about it more thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Before the debt collecting, I worked on the doors.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was very into my training and stuff then. I probably would have attracted a different demographic then, but that's fine. And yeah, if I'd have known what a rewarding and enjoyable career it would be, I'd have done it. I'd have never gone to the bank.
No. That's fair.
So that really, yeah.
So one thing's change.
Yeah, that's what. Also, I wouldn't have bothered looking into online coaching.
Oh,
that was another mistake I made.
Sophia, as well as being an incredible podcast host, you also work for an incredible company called Paragon Sales Solutions.
I do work for an incredible company, and that company is called Paragon Sales Solutions.
If you were to kind of explain to a complete stranger in a smoking area or, down the park, which happens quite a lot, how would you explain what Paragon do?
Paragon are a fully outsourcing sales and marketing company. They handle everything top to bottom, from telesales, digital marketing, social media management, web design, lead generation, appointment setting. They cover it all.
You hit the nail on the head, really. I couldn't have said
Thank you.
better
Well,
myself.
maybe if I had someone who was, I don't know, perhaps quite senior in that company, they could give me a few more ins and outs on exactly what it is that Paragon do.
Well, I was hoping you would help me, to be honest, because I don't even know half the time. But absolutely, if people were looking for any of those, web design, social media, any kind of marketing or sales, how should they get in touch?
They should contact us on... No, they shouldn't. They can visit www.paragonsalesolutions.co.uk, and they can find all the information they need there, including quick inquiry forms, or they can send us an email to hello@paragonsalesolutions.co.uk again. We are also all over social media. That's where we put a lot of our latest offers and things that we're doing, getting up to, so you can follow us there if you want to see what we're doing. Again, we are Paragon Sales Solutions pretty much everywhere.
There we go, like a pro.
Like
no one will know that we just made that up on the spot.
So the online training then. So did you dabble in the online training world?
Yeah, there was a time where I would see all sorts of things about PTs who'd really sort of boosted their income with online coaching.
Yeah.
I thought, yes, I'm going to try that because this time next year, I could be PTing people from a beach in Bali.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's the dream that is sold, isn't it?
That's the dream that's sold. And you know what? For a lot of PTs, that works really well.
Yeah.
And they do well on online and, you know, remote coaching. I've got a couple of PTs over at my gym who do remote as well.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That works for them. But for me, no, my brain doesn't work that way. I get so much better results being in front of someone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably just how my brain works.
Yeah.
If they're not like in front of me, I forget they exist. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So if you've not heard from Pete in a while, just give him a little nudge.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's nothing personal, I promise. And I hate Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd much rather be in front of someone.
It's a different world, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, you'll know better than I don't know whether it was, I think it was obviously something before COVID, but I think COVID was a bit of a catalyst for it all, wasn't it?
It really was. I got interested in it before COVID and dabbled, and then COVID hit. And I think I just wasted a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And that energy, if I'd have used that energy to focus on my face-to-face coaching, it would have been energy better spent than what it was.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I learned from it really, was that I'm more of a face-to-face guy, having wasted all that energy. And I suppose that has brought me to this point now where I've got the gym.
Yeah.
It's a very personable thing.
Absolutely. But and that's the thing. I don't, you know, it's obviously, it sounds like a big investment of time, but at least you've learned from it, you know. And I think there are so many, you know, I see them all the time, you know, and I've got some friends who do a lot of online coaching in terms of they deliver it and stuff. And there's this dream and this illusion. And look, we get it for what we do. As a company, in theory, we could live this laptop lifestyle. We can do what we do on a beach.
Yeah.
Drinking our pina coladas, right? Feet in the ocean. But
Not, are we?
No, I think we're quite similar cut. I like the face-to-face. I like having the bricks and mortar. I like seeing people and doing things, you know. And I think, you know, I have seen so many instructors go to the online, and my concern is it's just going to get so oversaturated very quickly.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, yeah.
And potentially with bad advice and bad information and bad research.
There is a lot of bad advice out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coaches who just copy and paste the same program for everyone.
Go into ChatGPT, put together a 6-week fat loss program, and they put it as their own. I've seen, you know, it's insane what can be done now, really. So have you got any other mistakes that you need to get off your chest? Anything that?
Nothing that I could say without, you know, risk of serving a lengthy term in prison. No.
We'll turn off the cameras for those times. We'll turn the cameras off then. So I mean, look, no, it's been a great chat, you know, and look, you know, it's been nice to hear that journey and the mistakes that you've made to get. And I think it's been really nice because I think, and we say this a lot on this show, and we talk about it a lot. I think there is an illusion that business owners just know what to do.
No
one gives us a training manual on day one of business, do they?
Just flapping about.
Yeah. Just out of interest, just to prove these two on something. How many times in business have you had to just Google something?
Oh, I couldn't count. I could not count the amount of times. The amount of times I've just wrong people who I think know what they're doing. Just, how do I do this?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's more common than people know. Like even to this day, I'm Googling, how do I do this? How do I set up a podcast? You know, or like how do I pay this? How do you know what? It's insane, and I think there is a bit, and that's the reason why we've put together this podcast in full transparency, is because we want to speak to real business owners like yourself to say, look, it's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know, we've had people come on here talking about how they didn't realize they should have been VAT registered and they ended up owning the HMRC.
I am VAT registered. That was a mistake I managed to avoid that mistake.
So you're not, have you escaped?
No, I am.
You are VAT. Yeah. Just out on a side note, because you're more of a BT, for ourselves, being VAT registered, it's not too big of a qualm because you pay VAT, you claim VAT. For yourself as a sort of a B2C kind of business, did that affect you in any way?
This year, I suspect it will do me a favour because there's a lot of setup costs.
Right, yeah, equipments and stuff. Yeah.
So like, all of the equipment I got brand new from Jordan Fitness.
Right.
And it doesn't come cheap.
No.
Right, and added VAT. So
Yeah.
I suspect I should have a little
Boost at the end of it. Yeah. Which would be nice.
yeah. And then you know what? For selling things like coffees and protein shakes, I was 20%, £3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because I know for someone I've spoken to, this kind of B2C markets before, they see it just as a 20% pay increase, price increase, really, which then can put the consumers off, especially in this kind of financial format we're living in now, really. But look, Pete, been great to have you on. Love chatting, and I do need to pop in at some stage and come and do a session.
Yeah, you might even find that Enderby doesn't see you anymore and you want to swap.
Maybe. I mean, it's only around the corner. Maybe, girls. I don't know what you think. We could do a group session there one day. I know you do a lot of working out, Molly.
Running, not weights.
Oh,
See, that's what you're missing out on then, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Would you just have interest? Would you ever get into, any kind of weightlifting, any movements at all?
Not the answer.
Well, we got to start somewhere.
That's because you don't train with weights.
We need to speak to Connor, take on his 6-week press-up plan, right?
Every surface available to do press-ups on.
That's six weeks in is every surface.
every
You start off on the walls and then every surface.
I see,
But
yeah.
ask him about it. But
We do, actually, what might suit you guys would be, we do small group PT a few times.
I've seen that. Yeah, is that done? Is that all right?
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's up to 4 people,
Okay.
but if you guys did it, we could probably squeeze 5 in.
Yeah.
When it's half the price of 1-to-1 PT,
There you go.
and it's a lot.
Ria, Molly, we in? Perfect.
Yeah, good.
Perfect. So, remind us, Pete, if people want to get in touch with you, if people want to visit the gym, pitch yourself. Where can we find you? How's best to get in contact with you?
Right, we're on Central Street in Countersthorpe. That's that way. Yeah. And you can get in touch with us via the website, which is mountainhighfitness.co.uk, or you can go on the Instagram, which we mentioned earlier, mountain_fitness.
Hey, that's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Just message us on there. You can buy a day pass on the website as well if you want to, and you can join online too.
Perfect.
So if you already know how committed you are, just join up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, if you're happy, we'll make sure we tag as much as we can down below in the description. So if people want to find out more, then
Fantastic.
so they can.
Yeah.
But no, Pete, pleasure seeing you. Thanks
You too, Rob. Yeah.
thanks for coming in.
Nice one.
And as always, thank you to you, the viewer, for joining us on this episode. I hope you found it useful. If you have, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, share it with your mum, your dad, your gran, your neighbour, your auntie, whoever you wish to. If you've got any dilemmas you would like to share, if you want to share in any of your embarrassing stories, failures, mistakes, mishaps, whatever it is, please do send an email to us. You can email us at howifailedinbusiness@gmail.com. Did I say that correct?
Oh, well done.
Yeah, it's only taken 20 times. But yeah, so howifailedinbusiness@gmail.com. Send those in. And until next time, all the best.